to move between two sections. Oh boy. Out of nowhere. Yeah, we're just walking in this direction. I don't know why you think that's strange. What are you doing hanging out here by yourself, waiting for someone? Is your brother? No, he's a friend. That's right, well, you know. That desperate, oh boy. Always with the nice conversation starters. Waiting for her cousin. And what does she mean by that desperate? For friends? I don't know. He's filthy, well. So he's got a bit of mud on him, but wouldn't you if you were a kid who was wandering around a campsite? And still with that pretty nice attitude. Can't imagine why anyone would want to meet you here. Music player, it's in a shack at the back of the campsite. Yeah, I guess we do know that now. Boy, is he gonna say that he's the one who threw it there? I guess he is. There was no battery in it, so he started throwing it around. That's a really nice thing to say to the owner of it. Guess he might be doing that on purpose to get back at her, though. What's it look like? Well, see if you can remember what the shape of the music player is like. Square or like this or like this. I'm pretty sure it's like that because the other one's like a square. It's more like a teardrop shape. But she thinks that she's lying because she's never been near the mines. Well, apparently that's where he found it, though. But she's not gonna believe him. So this is going great so far. Oh boy, and someone else is here. I'm guessing it's Dad. Yeah, if I was him, I would also be wondering what took her so long. I didn't know you'd made friends with Elizabeth. Well, that's a pretty big misinterpretation. We're standing there talking together, so... You know, surprisingly, interaction does not equal friendship. Why are you being so rude? Well... She's not usually this rude to people. Oh boy. Started associating that conniving little boy she met at the campsite. Who talks like that? And what is poisoned her mind against me? Well... Doesn't even have anything to do with that, though. Some child's manipulating Ashley. This is a great frame. Is this true? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm being manipulated by a child to be rude to people. No, it isn't. Really? Well... I don't think there's that many people here who could be mad. Elizabeth's giving him the third degree. We did anything to warrant this third degree. I'm not sure I know what that means either. No boy. So this isn't... Matthew's not saying anything. And even though technically he should say yes or no, but I guess Ashley's not gonna have any of this. But here goes Ashley in a fit again. Very cold steel the hedgehog of her. So that's kind of hypocritical of Elizabeth, but we'll be learning more about that later. And off he goes again, so we could have done without that encounter. We met that boy after the barbecue, yeah. Well, we met that boy as we are currently met after that, I guess. I think I've wronged that boy, well. So now Dad's being all apologetic. Did we have fun at the barbecue? Well, I don't know. We had fun with... Well, I don't know if we had fun, but we ate with that Ryan guy who was like... Mr. Stone Cold expressionless face. Even though it was kind of interesting, I don't know. I don't think it really brightened her day though. The food was good, but... But she'd rather have had it with him. Gina wasn't even the one who helped them. She had something urgent to look after, so he came instead. What did he say? And then Elizabeth showed up, and you can imagine how well that turned out. And she got left behind again. So we already know all this, we saw it happen. And now, even though Dad has been waiting for her all this time, he says to go find him and bring him back. I don't know why he would do that though, and not... I thought he would have questioned like what he was doing there, like who he was with. Well, we can't go that way yet, we just wait to the clock tower because we have to go find Matt again. So let's go, let's begin again with our quest of trying to find destitute runaway kids. Don't know if he's gonna be at the old... Oh, did a squirrel just jump down from that tree? I think it did. Guess it's just like a background thing though. Actually, I don't think he's gonna be here. It would really make sense for him to come back. Well, as much, I guess. It would make some sense, but... Oh wait, never mind. Oh, you can use the D-pad to move too. I forgot. I thought it was a nunchuck that you could use to move around. And not actually use the Wiimote, but... Or pointed at the screen, I mean, but... But no, he's here at the big tree. That's all by itself. And he's crying, so this is only getting better. Just disappeared again. You keep doing that. But he didn't want anyone to see. He was about to burst into tears. Well, I guess I can understand that. Maybe it would have been better off just not telling her about the music player. Yeah, maybe. Can't stand Elizabeth. Does that really need an explanation? Well, Elizabeth was going on and on, and then apparently that voice sounded just like his dad. Oh boy, that would have been a bad combination. Get less annoyed about these things when you hit 16, do you though? I would say it varies from person to person. His voice would always hit the roof. I kind of want to hear that again. Well, I guess if he had disappeared. Elizabeth seems so rude and nasty and mean and selfish. Isn't it nice talking about people when they're not looking? Never had to apologize to anyone. Anyway, let's talk about the tree now. They call it the Lonely Oak. Apparently he used to play around here when he was little. Hide and seek, bug catching. Apparently Dad told him about this place. Just sit and watch the lake. And apparently it helped to de-stress him. And I hear some knocking on some nearby walls. What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ. Maybe someone's moving furniture upstairs, who the fuck knows. Moving furniture at 9:30 PM. Great time. Kelly also came around here. She'd always carry around the same little dolls she'd had as a baby. She was a real crybaby too, well. And he didn't want her to cry because he would get blamed for it. She went somewhere far away. Mom or Kelly? Oh, Kelly. Because we know that Mom died, but... apparently Kelly's not around. Ashley always wanted a brother or sister. Remember the treasure map? Why, yes. So if you give me a map, think you can find me treasure. Can only imagine what kind of voice he must be making to do that. Savvy captain. So apparently the treasure map is related to this place. Needing to use this map as a guide to find buried treasure. So let's see, we should have it with us now. Apparently we go to the oak, then down to the post, then we walk 16 paces left and look up. Oh, there's the post. In the foreground, and we get this kind of Paper Mario sounding music as we do this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I think we found it, but I guess it's on that rock. Well, there's a shiny rock right in front of where you're standing. fool pup. That's a rabbit I drew on the map? Oh, I see. I guess that's what the rabbit means. How would you know that the leaves in these things would have the same shape after all those years, though? It seems really unreliable. It's like using breadcrumbs to form a trail. But I guess it worked because here we are. So what's this thing? My dear mother. Is that what that says? Oh no, my dear Matthew, that's what that says. I'm sorry I can't be with you now, Matthew. Listen to you, uncle. I know it's supposed to say your, but fucking cursive. And be a good boy. If you are good, Daddy will come back for sure. Do you remember the promise you made to me? Never go to the clock tower by the lake. Oh boy. It says Mom. Are they also gonna read it out in the dialogue boxes? Apparently this was her last letter. Yeah, I guess they are. Never go to the clock tower by the lake. Love, Mom. It doesn't say love, Mom, it just says Mom. And the worrying matron gets sick. Yeah, we've heard this story. Apparently she got so worried sick that she literally died from like anemia or something. And that's how Matthew ended up with his uncle. Why bury it here? Well, I don't know if that box could be hermetic enough to ensure that the thing wouldn't get deteriorated, but well, if it survived 5 years. All alone during the nights, and when I read Mom's letter, I would start crying. Don't go looking for clues like that, so I buried the letter here. Never told anyone about this. Because we're friends? Why is that important? Well, I don't know. I think it's the other way around with me, but if we don't give the musical ear back, Elizabeth will tell everyone that. So, The player and the ID card were down by the mines, covered in a hanky thingy. Well, like the one that she has on her hair. Elizabeth's bandana. He didn't take it, so it should still be there. And we don't need the map anymore, so here you can carry this junk around now. Oh boy. Is this gonna be another trivia message? I think it might be. Here we go. Have you seen the mermaid statue? It's part of the next chapter in that sad story. Well, the girl threw herself into the lake after her love died and became a mermaid protecting the lake. Nights with a full moon, she thinks of her lost love and weeps. If a couple sees those tears in the moonlight, they'll be able to keep their love forever. Alright. The mermaid statue that we haven't seen yet, except in images. So let's dash together like a blur, rolling at the speed of sound. And I think do it again in order to get to where the mines are with all these rocks that suddenly pop into the scenery. And there's the big hairy dog again. And another camera. I guess we're not gonna look at it though. No entry, the St. Lawrence mines are closed. Wasn't Lawrence the name of that Edward, the grandfather from the first game that owned the gold mines? I'm guessing these aren't actually supposed to be the same mines though, because this is like a completely different locale. And sure enough, there's a handkerchief in the box. Which is apparently the same as the bandana that Elizabeth was wearing. What's your name? Pochi? I don't know. What kind of a weird name is Pochi? Well, it's a pretty common dog name in Japan. I guess it must be. Legend about a famous dog called Pochi in Japan. Don't you mean Hachi? Hachiko to be more specific, but I don't know. I'm half Japanese after all, so obviously I am very well versed in Japan stuffs. Apparently the dog's name is Princess, and it's a female dog. Okay, now what is that noise? Now it sounds like someone's blasting some shit outside, maybe having like karaoke band shit or something at 9:30 PM. So you know, all the people here make all the best decisions. Apparently the dog has a collar that says Princess. It's kind of difficult to see though. Lived in an apartment so I couldn't have one. Well, I mean, I live in an apartment now and we have a dog, and a lot of people in these other apartments have dogs too, but well, they are pretty big apartments, relatively speaking. Well, they're certainly bigger than the previous one I had, and even in that one I was allowed to have the dog. And then that was a pretty small building, just 5 floors, run by one person. Good girl, or here's a treat. Well, do we even have a treat though? Hang on. See, I would do this, but I don't even know if we have anything to give her. We don't. What if we go back and just pet her? Guess that would be more effective than just handing her out an empty hand. Well, I guess the dog's gonna stay here. Also, there's a strange stone here, which is the same kind as we saw in the gift shop, so I'm pretty sure that if we take a picture of this and look at it, it's gonna be the same deal. It has that strange rainbow prism hue. So that's that being paid attention to. But for now, I guess we need to chase after the musical layer. Which would be here. In the old shack. We tried getting it before, but we couldn't manage. Lift the top box and he will reach in and grab it. Can he even do that though? Well, let's give this a try. Lift the box. Can't hold it much longer, but guess he managed. So I guess all that's left now is to go to the cottage and present our defensive argument. So, well, there's a lot of running around. back and forth between these places, so this is the point where I'm glad that this simulator actually has a speed up option, which I used a lot when redoing stuff before. But when we get to the side of the clock tower, we see someone. Mr. Sunglasses. And now he's not going off to the mines, but to the clock tower. Are we going to investigate? Well, I guess now Matt's the one who's gonna stop us. She wants to have a look, but he doesn't want to go because he promised his mom. But it looks like she might actually go out to look. By herself, and he's gonna hide out in that little cabin in front until she's ready. So let's have a look here at the clock tower area. There goes the guy. To what looks like the mermaid statue, but well, we could go after him now. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to go from here. So you can look at the other camera as well. What on earth is up there? Again, I'd say it's pretty obvious what's up there, but I'm pretty sure those black camera domes were pretty widely used even before 2007. And actually seeing the mermaid statue up close makes her remember something else. There was a man here wearing a cap. Well, I guess it wasn't Mom in this one though, so that's different. And of course she blanked out and gave the dude time to notice that she was there. Standing there with a vacant look on your face, well, just remembered being here before. You would say that to a complete stranger who looks like this. And who knows your name somehow. The only daughter of Dr. Richard Robbins. He's John Smith, yeah, I totally buy that. How do you know my name? How indeed. He doesn't want to say how he knows her. Come here in a suit renting a campsite without camping, wandering around, looking like this. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to keep a low profile like that. Apparently though, he's not here to do harm. He's doing research, like what? He's a journalist. Researching what happened 5 years ago. Well, apparently everything happened 5 years ago. Something happened and he's here to get to the bottom of it, but he doesn't want to say what it is. And he doesn't want her to pry into it. But Matt's dad did disappear here 5 years ago, so it might be connected to that. The dad was Michael Crusoe. Does it have anything to do with that? Has he been to the clock tower? Well, he was nearby, but he doesn't want to go. Apparently, he also doesn't want Matt to see the clock tower. And he also doesn't want her to go to the... Well, I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but... Well, now that he's wandered off, we can look at the mermaid statue. Apparently it looks quite nice. The stone... pedestal with a plaque says... To watch over the eternal beauty. I'm pretty sure that also doesn't say that. It says, and I'm really squinting here, in appreciation of something. I can barely see that. Well, it starts with in appreciation of something, but the part at the end says July 20, 1959, I think. Benjamin Graham. The statue of a mermaid was erected by Benjamin Graham on the 20th of July, 1959. Yeah. Dedicated. Okay, in appreciation of Charlotte, that's what it says. In appreciation of Charlotte, my daughter, and Lily, my wife. That the something. The pool of the Wild Lake of. Jesus. It's kind of weird. If they were gonna make it that unreadable and different from the typed dialogue, I don't know why they wouldn't make it something crazy like. Has anyone really been far even as decided, etc., etc. Family was blessed with the calm of the moon and surrounded by love as if the fragrance of flowers, just as if depicted in the Graham family crest. Which is not depicted here, but it is depicted very close by. We were told not to go to the clock tower, but it is right over there, and if you look just at the front of it, we see the crest on the door with a flower, moon, and sword on it. So this is the place that we saw in the flashback. Apparently, Mom also came to the clock tower. So that makes it kind of important to try to figure out what the deal with it is. But the door is locked, so there's no getting in. So that was an interesting diversion. But I guess now that it's done, we can come back to this forlorn cabin full of broken stuff and rubber boots, cleaning equipment, shovel. Why is this one called shovel, but the other ones were called spades? Did the translators suddenly remember that this was supposed to take place not in Europe? And a pile of broken furniture, which is all uniform apparently. And apparently half of... oh, that's a tub. I thought that was like half of a cask. Somehow embedded into the wall. Trowels, a broom, all very old-fashioned. And I suppose that's it. No, I was trying to talk to Matt. So we're done with that business, so it's time to go off to the cabins. Past the covered bridge, which is apparently locked. That's great. Dad didn't even think of this. The gate is always open. Dad wouldn't have told her to come through here if it was locked, so someone else must have done it. Will his ID card work, or will it be rebuked again? Nope, it also doesn't work. That card we found at the boathouse, she left it in the boathouse. Yeah, that was totally a card. Still trying to hide it from him, what the test does, but what should I do now? Should I tell the kid what the thing does, or should I come up with another lie? Well, she might be able to use it to unlock the gate, so I guess... Alright, well at least she's coming clean with what it is. It's totally a secret, yeah. But Matthew says that he's gonna keep it a secret, so I guess that eliminates any qualms she might have had with it. Can we listen to the pink music player? Does it even have a battery inside? Hang on, we can check. I'm guessing it won't because it has no battery, if I recall, from what Matt said. Well, I mean, the other one has one. Can we remove the battery from that and swap it out with... No, we can't. Is that too much to ask? Cannot combine. And we can't check it back, so I guess it's not happening. So let's forget about that and use the test to try to open the gate. So what kind of odd combination will I have to work with this time? Oh, here we go. This is where it gets annoying, because you need to actually tilt this thing to match those angles. And it's really awkward, as you can tell. Oh, there we go. 1, 2. I'm sure I could have checked the notes for how to try to figure out how to do that, but I guess I didn't need to in the end. And I'm quite glad that that was the case, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the load screen to end and save state again. Okay, I made it past the cover bridge, so the Headless Horseman no longer has power over us. And now there's a dog barking outside, that's great. And we've made it to the cottage area. We somehow know who all the cottages belong to. And we know that Dad's cottage is the first one after the bridge, so it would be this one. Can we wander off before we... Guess we can. Apparently this is the Alfred residence. Can we try the intercom? I don't think that'd be a good idea though. But apparently nobody's home. Well, in this area navigation gets kind of awkward because you can see there's like a circuit here. And the angles keep changing to depending on what lane you're on. Apparently this place is for rent, and that's all we're gonna say about it. Can we wander beyond? Well, we can't through here, I guess, because there's a landslide. And much like the pile of rocks blocking the road in the first game, she refuses to get over that very, very small obstacle. She could just walk around or climb on top of it very easily, but apparently it's not happening. Looks like it's locked. There's also an intercom. Wonder if there's anyone in this one. No, apparently it's also empty. I think we can check on the map and see that that's supposed to be Ryan's cottage. There's another for rent one. And if we go down this way, we find this construction site. Cloth on top of some timber, a pile of bricks, an old hose, and a bucket with a big hole in it. Very mystery of time and space. Here we got a tap that runs straight up from the ground. Fallen wooden sign. which kind of looks like some kind of stretched out Messino and a drain. I think we can keep going this way though. Gotta go fast. Then we get to a different area, which is Charlotte's house. And the area around it, which is full of vegetables and a greenhouse and flowers. And we can just wander into the greenhouse. I don't think we want to do this yet though, because we'll have to come here after. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to look at in this place. And this would be another cottage, which should be closed right now, yeah. And the house at the end of all this would be Charlotte's house, but you knock on the door, nobody's home. And the door also has the same crest from the clock tower. So let's quickly head back. Go fast like Sonic to this area. And this is kind of a corner, yeah. I can't really go past this place because this gate, I think, leads out of the whole camp area and residential area, so there's no going past that point. Over here we have Bob's Food Hut. Wonder if there's any cream corn on the menu. Apparently not. Burgers, apple pie. Is there cherry pie and damn fine coffee though? That's what I'm wondering. Apparently not. There is, however, salmon rice burger, which is kind of an interesting thing. Especially when you have freaking Magikarp on the sign. Delivery and catering available, but only to here. Apparently he's out delivering, judging by the sign. So, having looked at all that, only place left to go is the cottage. And this is the one place where it wouldn't make any sense for there to be no one around, so... So sure enough, that opens the door for us. And we brought the bag. And the hat. Which we've kind of been holding around for quite a long time now. And that tries to apologize to Matt. Which I guess works. Does he live around here? No. I guess Matt's just gonna spill everything now. Yep, just tell this to the guy. Just trivially reveal that you ran away from home. It's okay, because Ashley knows I ran away. That's some reasoning. Also looking for that. Find clues about what happened, but the police apparently won't help. And neither will his uncle. Apparently Matt has never told to, and has never spoken to his uncle about looking for his dad, which is kind of weird. spend only today searching for clues, and if he doesn't find them, he'll go back home. So once again, I think we're just hearing stuff we've already heard or seen. What should the father do in this situation? Well, I think we're about to see some great parenting here. I know just a thing. Tell me, what do you like? Cool Pop. This is exactly what you would do. Solve everything with soda. I don't know, I mean... I guess it's big in relation to the kid, but... I guess that's a normal height for that, I don't know. I think that's also an awfully relative thing, how tall someone is during their teens. Door handle is like shoulder length. It looks like it would need to be though to get a good grip on it. I don't think you're supposed to turn it if that's what you're implying. Then again, I'm not really sure how you would open this from the inside. Just standing in front of it, since from the outside it's supposed to open, I guess, either with a key or by having someone open it from the inside with a buzzer. I think that's just like the discrepancy between the background and the models. Like sometimes in old, like Super Nintendo games, you can tell, and old animation, you can tell like what's going to move by how clear it is versus in relation to the background. Next time you make a close friend, could you introduce me? Well, I guess we weren't necessarily trying not to, so let's say yes. And yeah, she's been getting these semi-catatonic flashbacks of Mom. Except for one that didn't have her, but the smiling, trucker-looking dude. Went down by the mermaid statue on the clock tower, even though we couldn't open it. You told me you remembered here. I was hoping you could remember things from me, so... Well, it looks like Dad's slowly learning, at least. Special things which you should cherish, not just there for me to find more about another. I don't think that matters, since even after the end of this, we're barely gonna know anything about another. Mom came here to meet someone. Well, that would make sense based on what we've seen. You had a reason for coming here. And he only found out because her name was on the visitor list at JC Valley. Apparently he just found out, like, recently. I guess that's why he asked Ashley to come. And then that whole thing at JC Valley happened. What would that whole thing be? And suddenly he doesn't want to talk about it. That's very reassuring. Yes, I too can hear the phone, Dad, don't worry. I had to guess he's gonna get called back to the lab again. Oh boy. And some names getting dropped. There's a problem with the security system. That's also very reassuring. Not the system at the lab, but the system that runs the security cameras around. Can't let people know where JC Valley is based, what? It seems like it'd be easy to find, though. So the security cameras were installed around the area to make sure nobody tries to get in. Who knows what could happen? So that is off yet again. There's a diner around here that does takeout. I guess he's just gonna say that. Yeah, they're gonna put it on his tab. Well, that door is pretty tall. I guess that handle has some mechanism to open the door. Well, here we are. Dad had to go back to the lab, but I guess it doesn't matter because he left us in the house with food. I'm pretty sure that's the attitude I would take if I was that age. I have the house, it's all mine, and I have food, hooray. Loner party. Sorry, computer in the house, oh boy. I might also say that. And connected to the internet. Wants to use it to look up his dad. So he's never done this before, his uncle wouldn't let him use the computer, well. Guess that's our next mission, but I could take another look around. Like what's behind this door. It's a fancy looking bathroom. Shower and shower shelves. For preventing hair loss. I know that feel. There's a mirror. But apparently she's not actually reflecting in it, so I wonder what clan she is. The sink is sparkling clean. Glass with a toothbrush in. White towel. Better make sure to open each thing. An opened tube of toothpaste. Yeah, that is a pretty nice section. Just gotta find a few more of the tags to spray and we can start really getting into it. Razor, hair gel. That says wax. I guess that's what you would use as hair gel. What about this wicker thing? Towels and liquid detergent. White bottle and a brush. Bleach. I guess you would need that for laundry. Spray bottle, what is it? That ultra powerful bathroom cleaner that Jessica uses. Alright. And the toilet, which we cannot examine. I guess we didn't learn from the last time. So what's in the fridge? Some ketchup and mustard. Would you really have mustard in your fridge in something like this, though? Big 2-liter bottles of Cool Pop. Some jam. Strawberry jam and melon jam. Well, I kind of wonder how melon jam would taste. Since from what I remember, melon is kind of bitter. Peppers and lemons. No problems here. Nice. A saucepan with nothing in it, and a lid. Well, we're going to need some of this stuff in the kitchen for a future puzzle, but quick snack. Vegetable, canned goods, ordinary household toaster, plastic kettle. Plastic kettle? Huh. Is that just for like pouring out things? Because I can't imagine that you would like want to use a plastic item on a stove. And washing up liquid. I guess that would be a general term for it. Sounds kinda awkward though. Can we rummage through that stuff? No, we can't. Damn it. Those old magazines. Not having gotten around to recycling those, well, I guess that's pretty much all we want to check on the lower floor here. So let's go into the bedroom and see what we got. Yep, there's the computer. And there's Matt trying to use it. Also the bed. It's not been made. And I can understand that, I mean, I guess I can see where the hygienic reasons to make your bed, but a lot of time I figure, you know, if I'm just gonna crawl back into it at the end of the day, does it really make a difference? Red and blue ballpoint pens, what else? Knowledge books about memory and personality. A glasses case that we're not gonna look inside. Plastic bottle and glass. Well, what about these batteries? Can we combine one of these with the pink music player? Ah, there we go. So what does the pink music player have in it? Now that we can finally power it up. Only one. I don't think we've heard this song in the actual game yet, though. But we're pretty much in the very section where we would be coming up to the part where it plays, if I recall. And we'll look at that. Shelves, we can examine each shelf separately. Biology reference, scientific reference, books about memory, about computer programming, pieces published by leading researchers. Okay. Books about the brain, books about psychology. Maybe Mom read stuff like this too. Probably, you know, since she was researching the same thing. Aquatic biology. I don't really see how that relates to that, but barbecuing, well. Books about freshwater fish. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that even in 2007 you could just look up stuff online. 2 years ago, the birthday party. Okay, it's a captain in the back. I guess he was in the picture too. And there she is in her old red and white t-shirt. Books about computer programming. All that gibberish. I wonder if some of that is like self-aware stuff. Self-deprecating stuff by the creators of the game. Paper, some adhesive tape. Creased piece of paper in the drawer. Oh man, I know that I'm gonna have to use that at some point, but I have no idea how to fold it. Probably gonna have to look that up. Plasters, origami cranes. Apparently they're all the same, almost. Looks like some of the other ones might be like frogs. And a drawing of the lake with, I think I'm gonna take a picture. certain spots marked. Whoops, damn it. With red circles. I don't know, that looks like a cross to me, but... Well, let me see if I can delete the extra picture I took. And no, have we looked in both of these yet? I guess not. A blue box, clear plastic box with post-its. And we'll look at that, alright. So let's try using the old laptop. It looks kind of clunky, I think, even for 2007. Maybe it's older than that. Please insert the AS. Oh, there we go. You need a DAS to use this computer. Well, we do have one, you know. You could do that. Where would you put it, though? There's a slot on the side, alright. Well, how would you insert it? Oh, like that, of course. Obviously. Okay. Notes, water, mail, internet. This looks pretty old school. That's not the internet icon. I want to look at the water pictures though, or the mail. Want to know about enlargement offers. Boy, this is the button for the internet. Actually, you're not how come you're typing like hunt and peck speed when you're not even looking at the keys? Success talk. This search engine. Michael Croissant, who won a staggering $3 million in 1999, has decided to use his money to show the beauty of his hometown Lake Juliet, and founded a resort development company. So he got the money from the lottery. So there was no assurance that he would actually succeed based on experience. So about Crusoe Resort. Crusoe Resort has its own website, but apparently 5 years ago, 2002, we are no longer able to accept any communication by email. We apologize, we would like to ask for your kind understanding and cooperation. So this website hasn't updated for 5 years. Well, if she was 16 in 2007, she would be 25 now? Something like that. They have a website, but it hasn't been updated in 5 years. So 5 years is the crux at which a lot of this stuff connects. But we still don't know what happened. There aren't many clues about your dad on the internet. Well, you only looked at 2 pages. I mean, have you tried Snopes.org? Or .com, whichever one it is. Oh boy, there it goes again. Should I answer it? Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Hey, it's Jessica. That's convenient. And yeah, that's a big surprise. She's back at the lab. Sound familiar at all? maybe it wasn't such a good idea to put you two together. Well, I guess that didn't stop you at first, though. No, he wasn't at the bus stop. I guess you really let him have it. Well, she also didn't know that she'd been there before until after she got there. Why are you doing this to Ashley again? Well, you sure he'd never be a scientist again? I don't know how that would work though, like, what else would he do? There's more to Sayaka's death than I realize. I'm going to JC Valley to find out why she really died and the real truth behind another. Well, and they don't know what made him think that to begin with. He received an anonymous email. Oh, just trying to hide that. And he started acting strangely after that. Then he got into contact with Rex Alfred, who's the current director of JC Valley and went to work there. And we've been trying to talk to him about Sayako, but he keeps running off. Sent her guitar off to the contest venue, what? I guess you would have to send the instruments in advance. Couldn't you just bring them with you? I mean, maybe if it was something big like a piano, but pretty sure a guitar, an acoustic guitar, is pretty portable. Oh boy. Oh no, gotta talk to Matthew about that. I need to see his music again. Don't need to understand it well. Yeah, you should take another look at the other icons. Since say look for more stuff about the stuff you're researching more than two freaking websites. But I guess that logic doesn't apply here. Here in 2007 world. So let's take a look. Notes, 1 note, 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes. What does she really think about me now? When I left Lord Edward Island, I wanted nothing more than to make up for all the time we'd been apart. Do you really need to write this to yourself, though? Notes, but it's like his diary. Yeah, that's kind of It's been a year since I received that strange anonymous email. It was some kind of sick joke, but as days go by, I find myself thinking about it more and more. Well, maybe we'll find out what the email is when we click on the mail icon. Got a water testing kit that took samples. Pollution that had plagued Lake Juliet 5 years ago had returned. Oh boy. Pollution subplots. Not a single night goes by when I don't think of you. Ashley looks so much like you. I don't know. I guess I can barely see that, but it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of difficult to ignore the fact that Sayako had this pitch black hair and she has chalk white hair for some reason. Some reason that goes completely ignored and unexplained by everyone. Because white-haired people are so common. Don't think I'm ever gonna get over that, but... Well, that was notes. We could jump straight to mail. We don't need to look... We do, though. What if we find the anonymous email there? Oh, well. What about the water? It's a photo of the lake. Looks like it's by the side of the mermaid statue. And that looks like it's the boathouse, so I guess he could go in there too. And this is the stream by the side of the old shack. Now can we look at the mail? How about the internet? Already found? No, you haven't. You only looked there. Never mind. It's impossible to reason with someone that doesn't listen. Oh boy. And only now does she remember, even though this literally just happened. We really need to look at the email, alright. Oh, but it has a password. We're not even gonna try it. Can't even play the guessing game. Seems kind of defeatist, but... Wonder what password he'd use. I think this is when we're gonna have to look at this thing. This couldn't be, could it? Look, I don't believe it either. Oh, fuck. I don't know how this works. I don't. 06, hang on. This looks like it could be 06 or 09. 0960, maybe? Or 61? No, 16 or 91. It's either 0691 or 1690 is what I would guess, but I don't know if that's correct. Actually, hang on. 0691. Or alternatively 1691. Well, based on mentally assembling those scratches, I would imagine that those are the two possibilities. And again, that's assuming that that's a clue for it. That's not it. There we go. Disconnect startup. Oh boy. Well, this was unexpected, but here we go. This is the email, and that's the unknown one, but before we look at that, might as well look at the rest of these. Sorry to bother you on your day off. Do you remember the magazine that asked to do an article on us? They need an answer today. Are you available for an interview? Asks Mike. Who's Mike? Well, that's a perennial question. Jessica says, can you call me as soon as you get this? When are you coming home? Oh boy. Seems like this is from a while ago. She's at an awkward age right now. And apparently she also didn't mention that to her. Delighted you've accepted the position at JC Valley. Didn't think we'd have a chance to work together again. Well, I can't successfully complete that last project of Judd's. Well, I thought we already knew that Rex, the current director, is Elizabeth's dad. And here we go, the truth. To the blissfully ignorant fool. Did you know that someone orchestrated Sayoko's murder from behind the scenes? There are others responsible for her death. That sounds very trustworthy. So there's a conspiracy going on here, somehow. Read all of them. And this sound is because another functionality has just been added. This one which has previously grayed out. The connect function. Which means that we can now access these, the cameras. The mine entrance, that's where the dog is. That guy's the mermaid statue. Mr. Smith, yeah, because as we all know, John Smith is totally a real name. Just must be able to check the feeds from them. Well, aren't we gonna look at the rest of them while we're at it? Did we find out some important stuff? Well, about the anonymous email, I guess. And testing the water because of the mysterious pollution. And now we have access to the camera feeds, so that should lead to some interesting stuff. And as we've reached the end of the chapter, it's time to recap everything. We reached an old cottage by the lake. A photographer from the city used to live there. He was Gilbert Moss. Moved here from New York. She was in front of a door with a crest on it. The door with the crest was in the clock tower. And I think we saw the vision from that. Well, we saw the vision from that in the previous chapter. When we saw the crest and a photograph that had Matt's dad in it. Suddenly remembered my mom. Need to assemble fragments of memory that keep appearing. Oh boy. When we went down to the basement, we saw an old photograph. She was standing somewhere and smiling. I'm pretty sure that was in front of the mermaid statue. Yeah, there we go. There was a man standing there as well. It was this dude. What were you doing by the mermaid statue and who was there with you? Well, we don't know if he was with her, but I'm just kind of left to assume that he was in the same area. But we don't know if it was at the same time or not. So that's the end of the third chapter. And I could keep going, but I don't know. It's not quite. It hasn't quite been 3 hours, but kind of hit that pace before where it was like, you know what, hang on a moment. Well, let me get past this introductory dialogue at first, at least. I think I'll just leave the save I just made, though. That was studying the lake water and trying to figure out stuff about Mom's death. And we can access the cameras now. So we're trying to wonder what, or figure out what that's about. Are we gonna immediately start a company? Yeah, we are. You know what, hang on a moment. All I really want to do right now is use the handy dandy dialogue skip option that comes with New Game Plus and And look at the rest of these cameras, because we've seen one in front of the gate, one by the mines, and one in the cottage area gate. I guess that's what that is. Abandoned building. Well, we haven't seen that place yet, and JC Valley entrance. Well, that's in 2 of these. And that's because they weren't taken at the same time. There's an explanation for that. But we'll, like with everything else, I think we'll learn that. We'll learn all that as it comes. And is revealed by the story. So I think I'm gonna leave it off there for now. If I keep it up at this pace, I think just start at chapter 4. And get through another 3 chapters next week, then I could finish up the week after. And, well, the number pad minus key that I've assigned the quickly turn the microphone off and on thing. Apparently conflicts with some of the windows that I use it on. Like the select the game window in the emulator, apparently. Also, Frankomatic's been streaming Sega CD stuff, it looks like, this whole time. So there's that. Wonder if he'll archive that. I hope so. Since Frankomatic is pretty much the main reason I found out about streaming and started doing it regularly in the first place, with finding out about Mike's stream. Well, actually I found out about that through YouTube, but I'm pretty sure the first Twitch stream I ever went to was a Frankomatic one. Of course I had seen other shit before that, but nothing really gaming related, I don't think. But anyway. Well, I feel a little bit less tuckered out than... Oh yeah, and Double is playing Maldita Castilla, it looks like. It's an interesting choice. Talking about the Mike streams at the time that I came into them. Talking about the Mike streams, I completely keep forgetting to turn this thing on, but now that I have remembered.
Big sale! Big sale! Big sale! Big sale! Big sale!
Well, it's a good thing to see that still works.
Big sale! Big sale! Big sale! Big sale!
Don't know that I'm ever going to be using that for anything though, besides just... It's an equivalent of shit posting, but that you do while live on the stream and you don't actually make a post for it. Well, I guess if I had to find a name for that, it would be what I do already. I guess maybe someone in Hollywood could have a name for that. But anyway, I think I'm just stalling by. So I'll go and probably grab some food. And be back in a few minutes for more New Age Sherlock Holmes adventures with neo Gothic architecture, but not literary current atmosphere. I'd live stream, of course, so until then, and when that happens in a few minutes, always be mindful that
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.